Good evening to all dear Toastmasters present here. A very warm welcome to the 14th chapter meeting of WIN Toastmasters Club. Let us all give a thunderous round of applause and welcome each other to the meeting. Please unmute yourselves and give a huge round of applause. Let's keep this energy going throughout this. Since today's theme is Monsoon, I am particularly very excited and looking forward for this meeting since I am a monsoon baby and I expect and hope that each one present in the audience is as excited as I am. But before we proceed ahead, there are 3 ground rules that I would request each one of you to kindly follow. First of all, please turn on your cameras and turn off your mics and speak only when you're asked to. Second, refrain yourself from talking about sex, religion, or politics in a derogatory manner. And third, avoid using abbreviations and try to use the full form. Like, for example, TMOD, instead of using TMOD, kindly use Toastmaster of the Day. Please feel free to use the chat box throughout the meeting. And since this session is being recorded, in case if you miss any other meetings, you can visit our YouTube channel and you can relive the moment there. Since we are in a virtual meeting, there might be a possibility of facing a poor network connection on your end. So please don't panic. If you get disconnected, you will get reconnected within seconds. Now, before I leave this virtual podium, please allow me to welcome someone who is particularly not a big fan of the monsoon season because she likes to keep herself clean and dirt-free. But when I asked her if there is one memory that she would like to share from the monsoon season, she quickly told me that one of the favorite memories goes back to her school days when the first thing she and her sister did after waking up was to go and sit near the window and check the level of water trapped on the streets. If the level was high, it would indicate the bus won't come and therefore it will be a holiday, and she would get very excited and immensely happy as her mother would prepare her favorite khichdi and she would enjoy the weather by having the khichdi. Isn't this memory relatable to all of us? Let us all give a huge round of applause and welcome our president, Toastmaster Ruchira Singh. Toastmaster Ruchira, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Madam Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Reva, for that wonderful introduction and for setting off the meeting on such a wonderful note. Good evening, ladies, and welcome to the 14th chapter meeting of WIN Toastmasters Club. I'd like to formally declare the meeting open. Now, I can see that we have a couple of guests today who are Toastmasters from other clubs. So let me take a quick introduction from you to let you know about, I'd like to know about how you got to know about today's meeting and what are your expectations. So I can see we have with us Toastmaster Anushwa from SLTM. If you'd like to unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. This is Anushwa Chattopadhyay, as already mentioned by our president. I belong to Salt Lake Toastmasters Club, and it's been a year. I'll be completing a year in this Toastmaster, and today I'll be an evaluator. So I'll always look forward to this meeting. I've been coming. I have come over here for once or twice, and I always enjoy such kind of environment. An environment where it's the energy is very motivating and encouraging. You know, setting each other's crown right, as we all say right now, rather than discouraging each other. We have a habit of setting each other's crown right. People always mark us of say that we are involved in, they're very catty and cat fight and everything, and we tend to prove them wrong. So that's all I would like to say, and I hope to have a lot of fun. So
thank you,
President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anushwa. I think you've been able to sort of put into words the experience of WIN Toastmasters, which is a group of women supporting each other above everything else. So thank you so much for coming to our club today. I can also say we have with us guest Maitri. Guest Maitri, you're no stranger to our club, but we'd like you to give a short introduction nevertheless.
Hello.
Hi.
expecting the most awesome outcome. So yeah, and this topic monsoon is actually a very refreshing one in these trying and hard times. So yeah, I'm totally excited for this session.
Great, that's great to hear you. I think we also have with us our listening master, Toastmaster Bobby, who is from SLTM as well. Toastmaster Bobby, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello.
Can you speak a little louder, please?
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Kumari Bobby. I'm from Salt Lake Toastmaster, and my role for today is listening master.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming to our club, Toastmaster Bobby, guest Maitri, and Toastmaster Anushwa. Now, before we move on with the rest of the session, I'd like to do one thing which is a very special thing, which is to induct our newest member today. We have with us the newest member of WIN Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Mahashweta. Please join me, ladies, in giving a warm welcome to our newest member, Toastmaster Mahashweta.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, for coming, for joining us and becoming a part of our WIN Toastmasters family. Now, as there aren't any, thank you. Now, as there aren't any guests, I won't need to introduce what Toastmasters is all about today. So I'll quickly move on to the two announcements. So next Sunday, would be our 15th chapter meeting. And one of the things that I found at Toastmasters, especially when it comes to WIN Toastmasters, is that the men are very curious to know what happens in an all-women's Toastmasters club. So to celebrate the 15th chapter meeting, the EC of the WIN Toastmasters Club has decided to open the doors to the men, give the women a break, and ask the men to take up the role plays for the next day's meeting. As ladies, as women, we will just be giving the prepared speeches and having fun in the table topic speaking, but leave the hard work for the men to do next Sunday. So don't be surprised when you see no nominations requested for role plays this week, and definitely book your calendars because it is going to be a very special evening next Sunday. The second announcement that I have is that the following Sunday, that is 20th of June, is the date that we have booked for a table topics workshop, which is something that a lot of you have been wanting as well. We're almost finalized with the trainer and we'll be publishing the details onto our groups very shortly, but do keep 20th of June, 6:30 to 7:30 free for the table topics workshop. Now, before we move on, what I'd like to do is share a short story with all of you. So this is quite a famous story and some of you may have heard about it, but the reason I chose to share it with you is what I'll share at the end. So once there was this girl who had a lot of frustrations in her life and she was just talking to her father and sort of venting these frustrations. Her father, who was a chef, led his daughter inside the kitchen and took 3 same-size pots and filled them with water. He then set the pots on the stove, turned on the gas, and when the water started to boil, the father put coffee beans in one, some eggs in the second, and potatoes in the last. He then quietly observed the 3 pots. The bored daughter stood there and was getting impatient with the silence and wondered why her father was cooking coffee, eggs, and potatoes in front of her. Now 20 minutes passed, then the father turned the flames off. He spooned the potatoes from the water and transferred them into a bowl. He then took the eggs from the water, put them in a second bowl, and poured the brewed coffee into a mug, and then asked his daughter, "What do you see?" To which she replied, "Coffee, eggs, and potatoes." That's when the father said, "Take a harder look, maybe feel them, touch them, and smell them." So she touched the potatoes and saw that they were soft. She then tried to break an egg and saw that she could only shell the egg. Lastly, he gave the mug of coffee to her to drink. Both the flavor and the smell of the coffee made the daughter smile. Finally, she asked her father, "What does this all mean?" Her father then said, "All these 3 faced the same problem, the boiling water, but each of the 3 reacted differently. The potato, who was vigorous and sturdy, went into the water and ended up soft. The eggs, which were soft on the inside, went into the water with the shell protecting it that became hard from the inside. But when faced with the problem, the coffee was different. It blended with the water and it made itself and the water better by turning into something new. The lesson of the story was that when a problem stares you in the face, which of these three do you want to be? The potato, the eggs, or the coffee? Now, when I was reading the story, I thought of another perspective to its ending. For us who have joined Toastmasters Club, the story doesn't just end here. The fact that we have decided to embrace the positive in this turmoil and terrible situation that we're all in makes me realize that we have all come here to make ourselves better and shows that we have decided to be the coffee. We have decided to adapt to the times and make the most and turn ourselves into something even better. Now, with that, I'd like to introduce the Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day is someone who acts as an anchor and takes the session forward. And she is no stranger to this quality of being adaptable and resilient. She is a new Toastmaster to WIN Toastmasters Club, but it is her smile, her infectious energy that sets her apart. She's chosen a wonderful theme for today, and I can't wait to see what she's plans to do with it. Please join me in welcoming our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Amrita. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
They're just waiting to see some more smiles around. A very good evening to one and all. It was when my 9-year-old dragged me to the terrace to share the ecstasy of that first drop of water after the scorching heat in our country. I'll say from the southwest and yes, in the west, in the East Bengal, Bay of Bengal, has probably resulted into monsoon arriving a little early and has definitely kindled me back into my childhood. And so you see me as I am today. Monsoon in our country is a phenomenon. We have been learning about it since we were kids. Grade 1, 2, how many seasons in India? But there is so much beyond what we have been thinking, and I hope I would be able to help you think a little further. Think out of the box, think a little deeper, think within, stir yourself, and explore this season and its real meaning. I am delighted to introduce our general evaluator for this meeting. Our general evaluator is currently serving as the Vice President Education for Newtown Toastmasters Club and has been a Toastmaster for the past 2 years. I would like to join our hands for Toastmaster Anisha.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. A big round of applause. Wonderful, Toastmaster Amrita. And welcome everyone to the 14th meeting of the WIN Toastmasters Club. It is an honor to be a general evaluator in this session, let me tell you. And as a general evaluator, there are a few things that I will have to keep in mind throughout the session. A general evaluator is someone who evaluates the entire session, starting from the speeches, the evaluators, the table topic session, as well as the overall session as a whole. How did we do in one session? So this is a big task, you can understand. And I have come well prepared with my team of 4 role players. So let's begin with our first role player, who is our timer for today. Timer is Toastmaster Shahida. Toastmaster Shahida, can you please share about your role?
Yes. Audible, visible?
Yes, perfect.
The way I see it, if we love the rainbow, we have to learn to enjoy the rain. Likewise, if we want improvement in Toastmasters, we will have to pay heed to time and adhere to timelines. Greetings, Madam Toastmasters of the Day, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. I am Toastmaster Shahida, and I will be wearing the Toastmasters, the timer for the day is hat. So as a timer, I'll be doing three things. I will be timing the table topic speakers. I will be timing the formal speeches, the prepared speeches, and of course the evaluations. And I'll also alert each speaker about the time they have left using the green, yellow, red cards, which denote specific time remaining depending on their speech category. So for the table topic speakers, they should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. There's an extra 30 seconds given on upper limit. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card, and in the virtual platform, I'll share a green screen like this. And at 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card, and virtually it will be something like this. And at 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card like this. And those giving the prepared speech should limit their speeches depending on the category of the prepared speech. Since there is no icebreaker here, so I'll mainly be dwelling on the prepared speech of other category, and which will be of 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card like this. At 6 minutes, I'll be raising the yellow card like this. And at 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card like this. As for the individual evaluation, which should be around 2 to 3 minutes, at 2 minutes, I will be raising the green card again like this. I'm repeating at the cost of repetition so that there is no mistake, because different categories have different time lengths. And at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card like this. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shahida. Let's give her a big round of applause. And coming to our second important role player in my team, which is none other than the R counter. With us today, we have Toastmaster Nasima. Toastmaster Nasima? Yes.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As a role of R counter, my responsibility is to take care of the filler words and sounds used by the speakers and role players. The filler words can be like basically, etc. And also filler words like filler sounds like etc. I'll present my report when I'm asked upon to do so. Thank you to General Evaluator. Okay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasima. Let's give a big round of applause. Finally, our third role player for today, which is Toastmaster Momita. She's our grammarian for today. Toastmaster Momita, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anisha. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A philosopher once said, the most important part of good philosophy is good grammar. The only reason I'm quoting this today is because it is good grammar and also good philosophy. Fellow Toastmasters, if you want your words and ideas to be quoted by others, you need to be grammatically correct. And this is where the role of grammarian comes to play in Toastmasters. As a grammarian, it is my duty to listen carefully to everyone's speeches and note down all the good usage of grammar, idioms, phrases, also not so good usage of grammar. Also, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to introduce you to the word of the day. So let me share my screen and present to you the word of the day. For today's word of the day, I have chosen to be reminiscent, which means to indulge in enjoyable recollection of your past events, like the enjoyable moments of your childhood when you enjoyed soaking down in rain, as mentioned by our Toastmaster of the day. Also, reminiscent can be used in various ways, like I am in reminiscent mood, like in a good mood, collecting my old memories, or like a sparkling winter day that was oddly reminiscent of summer in searing sunniness. A slow and reminiscent smile spread over her face, and especially when we heard about our childhood, everyone's childhood memories of rain and snow. Every speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day as frequently as possible, and they will be applauded for that. I will present my report at the end of the meeting and call upon the general evaluator to do so. Back to you, Toastmaster Nisha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Momita. And finally, we have our fourth role player for the evening, which is our listening master, Toastmaster Bobby. Toastmaster Bobby, are you there?
Yeah. Good evening, Madam Toastmaster.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So for today's my role is listening Toastmaster, and the purpose of listening Toastmaster is to keep a check whether all the Toastmaster are listening or not. So at the end of this meeting, I will ask few questions related to this meeting and check how many of you were attentive. So better be alert. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bobby. Yes, we must be alert of all these role players, since I will come with the team and give you the reports at the end of the session. Now back to the Toastmaster of the day and waiting to enjoy the session ahead. Toastmaster Amrita.
Thank you so much. When I happen to mention our special theme to people around, all unanimously happen to bring in romance, love lies. And players in their second innings, of course, I include the foodies in it, mention chai, pakora, coffee. But when I sat back, took a deep breath, stirred myself within, the word began to unveil more about itself. Monsoon is synonymous to change. Monsoon is synonymous to strength, revival, and new beginnings, of course. Now I'll explain. Monsoon is basically change of winds. So a lot of changes that occur, we can always relate back to monsoon. So I get that from there. Monsoon has its own strength, because if the southwest monsoon does not bring strength, it doesn't travel upwards. It begins to change the things around. I'm sure all of you would agree that things begin to look cleaner, greener, and better. Do I have any hands in agreement? None agree. All right, thank you, General Evaluator. There's only one. All right, Ruchira also agrees. Thank you, TM Ruchira. I am seeing a lot of change around because where I stay, the monsoon has just started to creep in. And things have already started looking green, clean. And when I see all this change occurring, this revival happening around, it again tells me to invite that into our own lives. All of us have our own struggles. We have our pains. We have our weaknesses, opportunities. And that's where I learn from Monsoon that we need to change things with strength, begin to revive things all over again. And that results into new beginnings. So a lot of lessons I could learn from Monsoon today. A lot of lessons I learned from Monsoon, and in fact, plan to endeavor that into my next actions in life. It brings a lot of memories. Yes, I did explain a lot about Monsoon. All of us have our own memories attached to Monsoon. I'm not limiting you to anything that I've said. Of course, we have our own cherished memories. Is there anyone here who would like to use just like pent up and ready to burst out with their own experiences? Any volunteers who would like to share their memories?
I can see Toastmaster Shahida raised her hand.
Excellent. Toastmaster Shahida, thank you.
Yeah, you're talking about memories with in rain, correct?
Exactly. Memories of monsoon that you've experienced since you were a kid till date.
Yes. So we, I don't know in other parts of the country it happened or not, but we didn't have big seesaws and all at that time. So what we had was those dried stalks of coconut and betel nut. So one person will the leaves, it's a leaf and then it's a part of the stalk. So one person will be pulling you and others will be sitting on it, and then we get pulled as though it's kind of some play. So in the rain, I remember very clearly, it's raining, you're all drenched, and then your friends carry you and you are like the queen going in a wagon and you are running around. That's the first sight that comes to my mind when I talk about monsoons and childhood. Thank you so much. Over to you, Madam TM.
Wow, that's so joyful, so much play, so much fun. Anybody else has any more memories? I'm sure we have a lot of them pent up. Let's share them today. Toastmaster Reva, yes, please.
Hi, so my favorite monsoon memory goes back to the year when I was just 7 years old. So ever since I was born, my birthday is on 10th July. So ever since I was born, there was not even a single birthday where it did not rain. And eventually, if it did not, I used to wait, when will it rain? When will it rain? So when I was 7 years old, I particularly remember that it did not rain. Throughout the day, it did not rain, and I was waiting eagerly that why is it not raining? And suddenly at 6 p.m., it started raining, and that time I had a party thrown at my house with all family members and friends were invited. So I suddenly realized that when it was raining, it was getting flooded. So I thought of bringing a bucket and I put it there because I was expecting the water to get collected there. But when I was switching the bucket, I suddenly fell into the bucket. So this scene just leaves rent-free on my mind, and I can never forget that this monsoon season made this impact in my life. So whenever I think about it, it just brings a smile on my face. Thank you.
Wonderful. Again, some more childhood memories. Anyone else? Have I limited you all saying that people mentioned love, allies, and romance?
There's
nothing coming from
with them.
that side. Please.
I still remember my mother.
Toastmaster Amrita, please.
Thanks very much. I still remember my mother was working and I was very small. Suddenly, when we told her that we want to eat something, she never used to make it because she had a fixed menu. But when it rained, she made it compulsory to make khichdi, what we call in Bengal, and brinjal fritters, because my father liked them. And it has become a routine. So whenever there will be rain, she will make that. So still my children, when it rains, they say that today there will be khichdi. So I always remember my childhood whenever I'm cooking khichdi, that it should rain and I'll make it. That's it.
Wow. Real tasty memories again.
Sure.
Our favorite beguni and khichdi. Yes. Now, I am seeing that people are limiting their imagination, and in fact, it's not even imagination. We're not sharing things. All right. What you shared, what I sense is a lot of joy, fun, enjoyment. And with all of that, monsoon takes its favorite place in our heart. And it's when it begins to turn its side and gain a little more strength, it at times turns into a thunderstorm. And before a thunderous subject coming up, I want to welcome our evaluator before the speaker one begins. I have with me Toastmaster Anusua. She's an engineer who has turned into an HR, and she carries a soul of a sloth. She's been waiting for a miracle to happen, so nothing better to have you here with this theme. She happens to be an accidental cartoon sketcher. Now I get more inquisitive with that accidental cartoon sketcher, so we'll talk on that. She's also a very passionate cook, is what she says. So welcome, Toastmaster Anusua.
Thank you, Ma'am TMOD. So the speaker will be delivering, researching and presenting speech from Pathway Presentation Mastery. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The speech has been mentored by Distinguished Toastmaster Panna Rashmi Ray ma'am. Timer, please note the speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll be presenting my report when called upon once again by the general evaluator. I wish the speaker best of luck, break a leg, and rock it. So, thank you, Ma'am TMOD. The podium is all yours.
Thank you so much, Evaluator Anusua. We have with us a very familiar face with a thunderous topic again, a subject which is very close to all of us. Directly, indirectly, we happen to experience it day in, day out. Knowing the person not to accept anything which is unacceptable. Knowing this person to be daring. Knowing this person to be dynamic in her approaches. I am glad to introduce you Toastmaster Jayati Datta. Toastmaster Jayati Datta, the podium is all yours. All I would like to say before you begin is if you could pin your timer so that you can see the screens changing from green, yellow, red. Just a reminder.
Am I audible and visible?
Your voice is very feeble. No,
Voice is very feeble.
can't hear you.
Okay, just give me a minute. Just. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry about that. Can I begin now?
We can't hear you.
Please give me a few moments.
Do we have anybody who's ready to share some memories while Toastmaster Jayati fixes the technical issues?
Yeah, I would like to go.
Excellent.
Yeah, so my memories are much relatable to Reva's one because I am also a monsoon's child. I was born on July. So and every year on my birthday it rains, and there has been a few times when it did not rain and I used to wait like when it will rain, and at least a small drizzle would have come till date, And that is how I remember my birthdays, that each year it has to rain on my birthday. So during my school life, whenever my birthday used to fall on weekdays, every year I used to go to school, and I remember those days when I used to take chocolates, like candies for my friends, and I used to distribute like one each or two each. Those were sweet, nice memories from school. So there was one year when it rained so heavily that there was water logging all around, and the bus could not come, and I could not go to school. And that was the first time I had a best friend in my school. Her name was Lena. So that was the first year she had brought a chocolate for me that day, and I missed the school that day. I was absent, and it was a very tough feeling, a hard feeling of being absent in school on your birthday. So the next day when I went to school, like, she said, "How could you choose that day to be absent on school in school?" So I said that there was waterlogging and all, and she gave me the chocolate one day after. So that gesture made me very special, made me feel very special, and yeah, that is a memorable thing for me about monsoon. And also there are a lot of other things, so I chose to say that to you for today. That's all.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arya. That was a lot of reminiscence coming towards us from your childhood as well. So it's all, everybody has their favorite memories coming from childhood. I am planning to change mine now.
Madam Toastmaster of the day, can you just check if the first speaker is ready? Else we can move to the second speaker and then come back.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
are.
are.
So sorry. So absolutely sorry. Am I audible and visible now?
You are audible, you are visible. All well.
May I begin? Hello?
Yes, Toastmaster Jet, you can begin.
My friend Kalpana tried killing herself on 2 different occasions due to her abusive husband. Then she decided to speak up so that no one else reaches that situation. Kalpana wondered, why is it that her husband, who she loved, beat her up mercilessly? Why was he having multiple affairs? And why did none of his friends or family ever point out to him that he was doing something absolutely wrong? In her 33 years of married life, Kalpana was hospitalized thrice with severe injury. How long can a bright, intelligent, smart person like her suffer silence? Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and respect. Kalpana's was a love marriage, but her husband turned out to be an alcoholic and a wife beater. He even blamed his business losses and failures on her. After 3 decades of abuse, Kalpana is now separated from her husband and is a trained counselor guiding other women in similar situations. She has changed the story. Now, as women, we are taught, especially Indian women, we are taught to be mum and tolerant. According to the National Crime Research Bureau, domestic violence in India against women stands on top of all the atrocities committed about women. In 2019, 4.5 lakh cases were reported, and there was an innumerable number of unofficial cases. The cases reported were under Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code, and the punishment for which was imprisonment for 3 years and a hefty fine depending on the character of the crime. Now, domestic violence can be reported by anybody. It cannot be reported by the victim. We have seen during the COVID-19 lockdown, the cases of domestic violence just shot up. The motivators to the perpetrators of domestic violence was alcohol and unemployment. Women were sitting targets for them because of their availability and easy access, absence of police force, and travel restrictions kind of shut down capable parents. The Protection of Women Against Domestic Violence Act of 2005 defines any physical, mental, verbal, sexual, and financial abuse on women by their partner or by their families, and also unlawful demand of dowry. It is not only us components who face domestic violence. We see it among celebrities also. The actor Karishma Kapoor, she married Sanjay Kapoor, a multi-millionaire and an industrialist. He said it was a match made in heaven, but 10 years down the line, she files for a divorce. And in her divorce plea, she has written, physical and mental abuse, extreme. Rihanna, the singer, she had a very abusive relationship with her then boyfriend, Chris Brown. A night before the 2009 Grammys, Chris assaulted her in the car. Now, evidence of this came out when a picture of Rihanna's battered face was leaked to the tabloids the next day. Now, actually, it's not only women, it's the men also who face domestic violence, but they don't talk about it or they don't come out about it in the open. That's because of social stigma, embarrassment, fear of ridicule, and also various questions relating to their masculinity and machismo. These are the reasons why they never come out of in the open. Battered husband syndrome is the most common fact. But men have been known to come out privately and talk about this spousal violence. Take, for instance, the staff at my nursing home, Samir. One day he reports very late for work with broken fingers. When I inquired about it, he said that I can't eat brinjals because I'm very allergic. And so my wife couldn't take no for an answer. She slammed the door against my face in anger. And when I asked, would he like to go back because he was living separately, the answer was a firm. And he said that if your partner does not respect you, according to the NCBIT statistics of 2018, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have faced physical violence. And 1 in 3 women and 1 in 7 men have faced sexual violence in their lifetime. Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Rajasthan, and Manipur have reported the highest rate of domestic violence. Friends, I would like to tell you that I firmly believe that domestic violence should always be reported as a social and public issue. You should always make some rules and regulations to curb such violence. They can slam you against the wall, hit you, or slap you. That is just not domestic violence by itself. It is domestic violence, but there are other aspects also, like they can humiliate you, they can lie to you, they can cheat, they can withhold finance, and they can always try to even control you. Even that is domestic violence. So I appeal to you, my friends, look out for your friends and family. See signs of domestic violence. Is that a bruise which is suspicious? Is that person depressed? Is that person miserable? Domestic violence is something we need to curb. According to Christine Mason, you have the power to say no, and you have the power to end the story. You have the power to title the end of the story. So, friends, I urge you to fight against this system and try to put it together. Thank you.
Very nice.
What a power-packed, thunderous speech. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayati. Something which is again very closely seen, experienced by a lot of people around. And to bring a change, we need to dare. We really need to change our thinking. We need a revival in our system, in our thoughts, in ourselves. And for that, I have our second speaker, Toastmaster Priya, who is full of life, always ready to learn new things, believes in daring and taking that first step. A very diverse Toastmaster Priya will speak. Before that, I invite her evaluator. Our second evaluator is someone who is a singer, a gardener from Kerala. One who makes a mark being a dedicated nurturer and innovator. A very thoughtful Toastmaster Charu. I welcome you, Toastmaster Charu, being an evaluator for Toastmaster Priya.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and a very special hi to my speaker, Toastmaster Priya. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Priya, will be delivering her icebreaker speech, which marks the beginning of her Toastmasters journey. It is an opportunity for her to introduce herself to the group. The purpose of this speech or this project is not only to introduce yourself, but also to learn the basic structure of a public speech. And this speech can be humorous, informational, or any other style that appeals to you. Timekeeper, please take a note of the timing. The speech timing is 4 to 6 minutes, since it is an icebreaking speech.
Okay.
And I wish Toastmaster Priya all the very best. Back to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Charu. A very clear guideline set up for Toastmaster Priya. Toastmaster Priya is ready to dare us, ready to help us think beyond, think out of the box. And for that, we're eager to listen to you, Toastmaster Priya. Thank you so much.
Am I audible?
Now
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, ma'am. Now you are.
I think Toastmaster Priya got dropped from the meeting. Let's just give her 1 minute to join back.
I don't see her. Sure. Toastmaster Charu. Now, we happen to know your talent of singing.
My God.
Mausam bhi hai, dastoor bhi. If you could sing a couple of lines for our theme monsoon.
I would try. Actually, I've long time since
We are so glad.
I'll be singing a Malayalam song. I'll try my best. എന്നവരും നീ എന്നവരും നീ എൻ്റെ കിനാ പന്തലിൽ വെറുതെ എൻ്റെ കിനാ പന്തലിൽ വെറുതെ ഇരിക്കാൻ വെറുതെ മിണ്ടാൻ വെറുതെ വെറുതെ ഇരിക്കാൻ എന്നും എന്നവരും നീ എന്നവരും നീ എൻ്റെ കിനാ പന്തലിൽ വെറുതെ എൻ്റെ കിനാ പന്തലിൽ.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I wish we could know the real meaning, but it was anyway very melodious.
The lady, the lover is waiting for her lover and singing, asking, when will you come and meet me, just to simply sit and talk, and just that's the whole thing about that song. I'm mostly, I'm a very romantic person, so I listen to these kind of songs a lot.
Lovely. In accordance to the emotion of our theme.
Yeah, that's true. So I would like, if you have time, I would love to, actually, I don't know whether my speaker is ready now. Can I tell my experience about rain? Can I talk about rain, or is my speaker ready?
We welcome.
Okay, I actually in Kerala, the monsoon is also very good this thing, and I love rains. And we had a farm in Kerala, and during rains, and we had a very big pond inside our farm. So whenever it rains, the people who work there, they get ready to get caught of fishes because there is a river also outside our farm. So the fishes from the pond, and it goes to the river. So there is a place like a canal. So there they actually fill mud and keep, so that the fishes don't go during the rains. That otherwise it flows away along with the water. So what they do is, when it's raining heavily, they inside the house they take a very big tub and keep everything ready. And these people, they go around, and they go to that place where there is a place to catch fish. And there is a special way of catching fishes during that rain with a towel. They do that with the towel or something. It's a very unique way of catching fishes. So they catch fish, and then we get lots of fish from river and the pond, and then they just keep it in that tub, and then it's like being used for so many days. So all that, it brings, when you talk about rain, it brings back those memories. When actually, unfortunately, we don't have the farm now, but all those things, and we used to play in the rain, and I love to go to the pond, and we used to bathe in the pond. since it's inside our own farm, there are no other outsiders. So whenever there is rain, it's so nice to go and bathe in the pond. Rain plus the water, everything's and full greenery. So we used to enjoy like that. So all this came into my mind when you were speaking about rain. So this is it. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Am I audible or visible?
Thank you, Toastmaster Charu. We have with us Toastmaster Priya.
Thank you. I am joining. Can I start?
Yes, ma'am. Timer
Am
is
I
ready.
audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Am
Yes.
I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear
Toastmaster.
you. We can see you.
Okay, okay. If you never try, you will never know. Just what you worth, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. I will try to fix you. Dear fellow Toastmasters and the distinguished guest, these lines written by Chris Martin from the band Coldplay are very close to my heart because I can truly relate them to my life. The first phase of life started as a cute, bubbly girl, Priya, with the name meaning loved by all. I am the third child of my parents. My native place is Siwan in Bihar. My schooling is from Hindi medium school, where I was not very good at maths. I was little naughty. As a matter of fact, while coming from this school, I used to throw my question papers so that my parents could not ask how I did in maths exam. Time flew. I grew up to be a young lady full of zeal and enthusiasm. Maybe it's because of the placement of Mars in the 10th house, the workplace according to astrology. You can say I am into astrology and numerology, both. I used to be a very good badminton player and also took interest in dance, music, events. I am a postgraduate in chemistry with the specialization in organic chemistry. But I never got into any job because I have seen my mom struggling with her job and family, both the fronts. Hence, I decided not to be a working woman, but that I nurture my children very well. I have gotten married to a very smart IITian, Mr. Pankaj Sinha, who is currently working as managing director in the German-based company, DMT in UK. We shifted to the UK from Kolkata last year itself. I am thankful to him for making me a mom of two beautiful children who have grown up to be very kind, generous, and beautiful souls, making me proud always. Making me proud always. Seeing my kids and husband busy in their lives, I realize I'm missing something. Have you ever sat down and thought when you feel a certain emptiness in your life? Well, I did and figured, hey, let's start with what I'm not comfortable with. And I really worked on them. Hence, I joined Toastmasters and challenged myself to get better at English and also started learning more about music. I had the privilege of traveling to many beautiful places around the world, but coming to the UK was a whole new opportunity for me. The traveler within me was elated. It's not only that, it ignited a certain fire within me. I also decided to join NGOs because Social service has always been an agenda of my life that I could not do because of certain responsibility. Seeing with all, I started feeling a sense of confidence that I did not know I had. Like the lyrics started in the beginning. If you never try, you will never know. I could see that happening in my life. Today, I am with you because Toastmaster has turned to be one of the lights that guide me home, and that home is life full of confidence, elegance, vibrance, and love. I believe I have had two lives. I have had two lives. That second one has started when I realized I only one have. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya. That was a lot of charge. That was a lot of power, a lot of strength. Now, as we have been charged up to dare and try new things, I am reminded of my adventures. Taking the liberty, an adventure in Rishikesh, again in the rainy season. Rishikesh is a place which is known for its white water rafting. It was an entire team which went out. It was a team outing. And we happened to set out on sail one fine morning. It was nice, just drizzling, not really, really raining. As we progressed towards Haridwar, it began to rain a little more during the course. We were all scared. We were in the boat. And in the midway through the rafting, it becomes very rough. There were real white patches which were very turbulent. Somehow we managed to cross that with all fingers crossed. And what comes next was more adventurous. Something that I dreaded all my life and wondered why people would want to do it. It was calm sea. There was absolute calmness, nothing around. But on the right stood a huge cliff, a real huge cliff. And immediately our team decided to turn towards the cliff. And as we reached there, they all started walking out as if they were just programmed to do this. And I then discovered that they were all planning to climb up the cliff and jump into the water from there. It was huge, and I was very sure I am not going there. So I stayed in the raft. My then manager kind of persuaded me, you must try and come out. Why? I'm like, no, I am not into that. This idea doesn't any day agree with me. Why should I risk my life? And then I saw one of my teammates who had two children standing right at the edge of the water. I was concerned, maybe a little adventure trying to push. I jumped out of my raft and slowly started to climb up the cliff just to experience what's happening there. Just being there for my team members. And I was listening to the coaches, I was listening to people around, listening to the helps, how they will support. And The next moment, I was at the edge of the cliff and I was down into the water. People saw me falling down with all my weight around my belly. Nobody ever imagined that I would adventure into this, but I did. I don't know what happened to me then. And they were all concerned that I won't ever come out of that water. When I came out, I saw all the eyes digging into the water to search my dead body somewhere. And that was hilarious. That was also self-realization. Everybody was very, very happy, shocked, nerved to the core. And somehow I managed to go to the bank. I went out, sat down, relaxed. Yes, I was a little tired. But that moment is what made that difference. I never thought I would do it. I still don't think I will go again. A decision in that moment makes a difference at times. And quick thinking and frequent participation is what we look at in our table topic session. Who will lead us today in our table topics would be table topic master Kritika. Very, very dynamic personality, a quick learner, believes life to be a school, very passionate in her endeavors. She works as a holistic well-being educator and has an initiative called Swasti, a Bliss, which spreads awareness in people about holistic approach to well-being. Very, very interesting role to play in society. So we look forward to this session, Toastmaster Kritika.
Keep it
All the
going
best.
for. Thank you, Toastmaster Amrita. And have a quick round of applause for Toastmaster Amrita. You were absolutely amazing. Thank you. La 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 la. So, does this reminisce something for you? Hold on, I'll listen to it. This is exactly my role today. When I hear of the monsoon, the memories which goes into my mind, there's an image of a person holding a tea in one hand and a pen in other. Maybe because my hubby is a poet and we have all been romanticized that monsoon is the month of romance, and might be I am expecting to have a romantic poem from him, but he never met my expectation. But today I'm expecting from all of you to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. And as a guest, you have the liberty to change the topic. For the Toastmasters, sorry, you have to speak on the topic which I give you, and everyone will get a 30-second grace on the upper limit, not the lower limit, to be qualifying for this round. So, and today I'm creating my memory as a table topic master. So please bear with me and help me out. And I request you to volunteer so that I can hear all your voices. So who would be the first volunteer for this section? If no one volunteers, I have to pick. So please. I can see smiles. Come on, be sporty. There's very easy topics coming up.
Timer. Shahida.
Thank you, Master Saida. Do you like to have tea? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can. So I'll just request somebody to keep the timing for me. Maybe Toastmaster Arya, if you could help me out. Yes.
Okay.
No, I like tea. Kind of.
Okay. So here goes your topic. Rain, tea, pakoras, and me. Rain, tea, pakoras, and me. Toastmaster Saida.
Rain, tea, pakoras, and me. Yes, I belong to Assam, but my dear table topic master, general evaluator, Toastmaster of the day, and my dear friends, it was not in Assam that I tasted my best tea. It was during my Delhi University time when, in the month of July, everybody waits. Everybody waits for what? From the relief, for a relief from the scorching heat, from the unbearable loo. And on my first summer, it was told that just wait for till 7th of July and monsoons will hit Delhi. And we were just waiting, and it was one sultry summer. And me and my friend Juanita, my roommate Juanita, we were walking on the road. And then all of a sudden, yes, there was rain all over, and we were not prepared. We were not prepared like the Toastmaster of the day. We did not have an umbrella. We did not have raincoat. So there we were waiting all the while for rain to come, yet we were not prepared. And there she said, Juanita said, let's buy some tea. Let's buy some adrak quality. That's a special ginger tea. Let's buy some fritters. That's pakora. And let's splash in the dirty Delhi rain. That's all filled with guttering, because the water that falls is clean, but once it hits the earth, it's done. And then that was the most beautiful rainy day for me. And I'm sure all of you have your own memories of chai, pakora, and rain and you, don't you? Over to you, table topic master Kritika.
Wow, we all have these memories, and I can see so many hands when you were speaking. Even I do have the memories, and I would like to hear more memories of such. And as you rightly said, this is the like you were not prepared, and in the monsoon you made all this preparation. This is the specialty of our table topic section. No matter how much we are unprepared, we come here and speak to improve. So here's an opportunity. Who would like to go next? And I encourage everyone to use the word of the day. It's a beautiful word, so please do use. I can't see hands. I'll call out otherwise. You can also write.
Kritika, I can try.
Yes, sure. I can't see your names. Who is
Jyoti
it?
here.
Oh, wonderful. Toastmaster Jyoti, do you like rain?
I love.
Okay. So, I'll give you a little difficult topic then. Rain, go away.
Oh.
Rain, go away. Toastmaster Jyoti.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmaster Kritika, for that wonderful topic. We've all heard this nursery rhyme. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play. And that is exactly what I used to do. I remember I was, as Toastmaster Shahida was talking about pakoras, I remember certain incidents, but I won't go into because that is a different topic. Okay, now rain, rain, go away, come again another day. I used to love singing this and getting drenched in the rain. I always, whenever the rains came down, I always went up to the terrace, got drenched, and never ever, I didn't want to come down at all, as it kept raining and I wanted to go on and on with the rain and get drenched with it. And one day when I was in the process of getting drenched, it was raining so hard, all the gutters were overflowing, and then I saw such a big rodent. It was like scampering out of, because the gutters are full of water, it was scampering out, and that made me so scared that after that it was very rare for me to just go out and enjoy myself again. So that is one of my I would say quite an amazing and quite an experience kind of a memory during rains. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti, for sharing that roads. We all relate to that muddy roads and all these experiences. Thank you. So, who would like to take the next speech? Okay, Toastmaster Reva. Toastmaster Reva, can we have you in the virtual podium?
Yeah.
Okay. I see a smile in your face. I think you like this topic. So here's your topic. See, there's a rainbow. See, there's a rainbow, Toastmaster Reva.
Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We all are very familiar of rainbows. I, as a person, is a rainbow lover because whenever we see rainbows, we always notice the seven colors, the beautiful weather. But do you know that as a person, I also like clicking pictures. So whenever I see rainbow, the first thing I remember is where's my phone and let me click a good picture and see that what a beautiful gift of nature it is. How many of us here like rainbows? Please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. I'd like the audience to participate. Wow, what a positive response. So I hope that just like a rainbow lover I am, I hope each one of you has your own special reasons to love them. With the rainbows, we also see beautiful butterflies and the drizzling. And wow, what a mood setter the weather becomes. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Kritika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Reva. Yes, the butterflies made me remind of the greenery which we have around in the monsoon season. Thank you. So I would request and ask for volunteering from Nasima, Toastmaster Kalpita, Toastmaster Maheshweta. Would you like to participate? I can see smile in Toastmaster Nasima's face. So that I feel it is a signal to go on.
Good evening.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, thank you. So this is your topic, paperboat and me. Paperboat and me. Toastmaster Nasima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kritika, for giving such a wonderful topic. Definitely, when there is a rain, the paperboat is a must when we are as a kid. When I was a small child, I used to be with my friends and siblings, 4-5 people, and there is a pond nearby my house in my village, and I used to make paper boat numerous times, and it will be in different sizes and different sizes. I tried to make paper boat. I challenged myself by making it so tiny, and also with the calendar which we have, I used to tear the calendar pages and I used to make a huge board. I used to make it, I used to arrange that according to the size and put it in that pond, and I enjoy seeing that when the rain water fillings into the boat and the boat is sinking down, all those things. That was a wonderful memory I had with that paper boat and with my siblings and friends. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nasima. Yes, we all do have fun with our siblings and enjoy this paper boat in the mud water. So I would invite Toastmaster Bobby. Toastmaster Bobby, you there? Toastmaster Bobby, if you are saying.
Yeah,
okay,
hello.
We can, yeah. Toastmaster Bobby, so your top, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm not ready for any table topic. I don't know.
Okay, so would you like to go last, maybe?
Yes.
Toastmaster
Okay,
Kritika, we have time for just one more. We have time for only one more topic today.
So we have 3 nominations, Kalpita, Momita, and Bobby. So who would like to go? One topic we can take. Thank you, Ruchira, for letting us know. Bobby, Kalpita, Momita, one of you volunteer and go
Kalpita,
because we have time.
Yeah, I'm here. I can take up one topic. Try.
Thank you. Getting drenched in the rain and fearing mom's scolding. Toastmaster Kalpita, getting drenched in the rain and fears mom's scolding.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kritika. And hello, everyone. Hello, all the fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Getting drenched in the rain and fearing mom's scolding. That is right. Whenever I used to see the droplets of the rain, the first monsoon coming, and I was to just think of when to step out from my house and get a little feel of the raindrops falling on falling on me. Now, thing is that, yes, of course, I definitely would look here and there, see whenever it is in my childhood days that I'm talking about. I would look here and there and see if my mother is around. And if not, then definitely I would love to step out and get drenched, get a little bit of rain coming, falling on me. And as we enjoyed the rain, time just passed, and not feel like going back to the to back to home, step back in the indoors to stop getting drenched. Yeah, of course. But I made sure always that before my mother noticed me, I will get inside fast and somehow get into the toilet and get changed, so that my mother will not notice, or I will not get any kind of a scolding, so that I can use the opportunity for the next time again. So that's all. Thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpita. Yes, I am also feared. Like you feared your mother scolding and quickly ran away. Keeping the time consideration, I'm also in a fear and I will run away today. And I hand over the virtual podium back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so
Amrita.
much, Toastmaster Kritika. The way you started, I was reminded of wo kagas ki kashti, wo barish ka pani. That tells me even Jagjit Singh wanted to experience the reminiscence of his childhood. With the memories we have all been sharing, it has definitely become synonymous to those beautiful days, to those beautiful childhood days. I recall being scared of frogs, inquisitive about earthworms, why they do not die even when they're cut into halves, fascinated by the mushrooms, and my favorite was the last minute declaration of the rainy day at school and coming back getting drenched with those Bollywood songs all around in my bus. Wonderful memories that I've lived, and a fulfilling session that we've had. I request our general evaluator to express her thoughts on today's meeting.
So, excuse me. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Amrita. Now we are back with the evaluations, and I will quickly start with our first evaluator for prepared speaker, which is Toastmaster Anushwa. Toastmaster Anushwa, can you please share the evaluation for the first speaker?
Thank you, ma'am, General Evaluator. First of all, Speaker Joyati, I would like to congratulate you. Only few of us have the guts to come on the podium and speak on such a topic which is still considered a taboo, that is domestic violence. I must say you require guts to speak on such a topic. You have good use of personal experience, the way you started with the example of your friend. I must say that it's difficult to share personal stories, but when you do so, the example or the topics get crystal clear to everyone. Special mention, special brownie point for standing up and delivering your speech. You made an effort to use your hand gestures and giving different examples using various statistics. It was really commendable aspect of your speech, but there are some things which we should work, which you should work on, or I may say which we all should work on to make our speeches to the next level. First was your voice was unclear. It was breaking at some point. it was due to bad network. It was due to network issues. And on contrary to that, when I heard your table topic speech, I was thinking that I was reminiscing your prepared speech, and I was thinking why your network was not good at that time. So I would have heard the speech in a better, in a flawless manner. Since you gave a lot of statistics, you gave a lot of laws and everything, you could have used a presentation to show it. Once you use since it's a research and method topic, people can use it in future. So you could have given you could have used a presentation, and with that you could have helped us with those aspects. By God's grace, I think no one should get in use of them, but it could have come in use to people. And you could have also mentioned, since it's a research and method research and presentation or speech, your where you have taken the information from, you could have mentioned that. And one thing which I feel you should work on is that you should work on, that is, you have very beautiful eyes. And even your when you were giving the table topics round, you were talking with your eyes. So if you see table topic master Kritika or our TMOD, they talk with their eyes. So your camera placement, you were standing, and if I give you an example, you were standing, and it was the placement was this. So your eyes were not visible to us. You were wearing specs. People who wear specs, that's an issue. So you should place the camera in such a manner that your eyes are visible. So other than that, I think you could have had a better conclusion to your topic. So nevertheless, you had a great topic. You used good hand gesture. You stood up and you spoke. You delivered your speech. And errors, and not exactly errors. There are good points and there are bad points in a speech. And with the good points, we can repeat them, and with the not so good points, we can change them. So that's all I would like to say. Thank you so much, and best of luck for your next speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anushwa. I'll first come to the evaluator, and then I'll give the evaluation for the speaker. So Toastmaster Anushwa, very well-rounded evaluation. You have covered most of the points that I would have otherwise said, but very well done with the evaluation. However, I would say you looked a little bit nervous while delivering the evaluation. So it will help if you just note down the points, and then following that, the sentences or whatever you want to convey, you keep it more lucid, like you say as it is right there. So you would not feel that much nervous. And also you followed the recommendations and summary, which was good. But I think you also need to keep a tab of time, because the timer can say if you have been timed out, but you need to keep a track on the timer card as well. Otherwise, very well-rounded evaluation, and thank you once again. So coming to the speaker, Toastmaster Jayati, you delivered a very strong message through your speech. And what I loved about your speech was that initially you faced a little bit of issue related to audio visuals, but when you came back, you did not lose confidence. So in times like these, and even more when today being a very rainy day, these kind of things will happen. It is very important that we do not we do not lose our way when we come on stage. I think the evaluator has covered all the points, like I said. Since your camera placement was a little lower, you were looking at the camera down. So the position that you are in right now is perfect. If you want to give your speech standing up, then you might want to align the camera a little distant. So your hand is visible, most of your body is visible. That gives a more well-rounded performance. But otherwise, great message and a very strong and a very calmly delivered speech, because speeches like these, sometimes we tend to get very excited, or when we want to say something which is that powerful, maybe our voices become more louder, or something which is not required in the speech. You had a very calm demeanor, which also added to the gravity of the idea that you were trying to convey through your speech. I just have one small recommendation, which is I would like you to try a little bit of pauses, because somewhere I felt that the transitions were good, but if given a pause in between, I think the audience would have been able to kind of grasp the idea. And I also, like the evaluator, would suggest when you have a speech which is very data backed, it's good to have like one or two presentations and someone else can show that presentation on your behalf. You can have a cue with that person. And if you give that word, the person can change their slide. Something like that you can try out. But I understand that this was an emotional speech. So without a presentation also, I think it was able to convey. So great job done. I have heard you before also, but not as a speaker. So this is the first time I heard you as a speaker, and I'm very, very excited I'm looking forward to your upcoming speeches, definitely. So let's give the speaker a big round of applause, everyone. Okay, next we have the second prepared speaker. May I call on stage her evaluator, Toastmaster Charu, to deliver the evaluation for the second speaker.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and good evening once again to all my fellow Toastmasters. As the saying goes, a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. So I congratulate Toastmaster Priya on taking that very first step. Your icebreaker speech was reminiscent of my first speech at Toastmasters. And your speech was enjoyable. And I liked especially how you began your speech. If you never try, you will never know. What a fantastic way to start a speech, especially being the icebreaker. Toastmaster Priya, your speech had a clear picture of who you are. And now we know about not only yourself, but about your husband and children. And I also liked how you explained the meaning of your name, Priya, loved by all. Yes, no doubt in it. In Toastmasters too, you will be loved with your speeches. I liked your usage of vocabularies, and you had a good eye contact and body language. Like all speeches always have some scope of improvement, I have few points that I feel might complement your strengths and make your speech better. Firstly, I think since it was your first speech, you were a little nervous. And I feel you can relax a little or smile in between your speeches, or when you start your speech, just smile and you start and you won't feel nervous. And we are all here to support you. And then secondly, what I thought was, it's like a tip, what I can give is, you don't have to actually by heart your speech, because you had, I think it's because you had by hearted your speech. That's why in between you were actually stumbling in between you forgot your lines. So that happens when you by heart your speech. So what I would request you to do is, instead of by hearting your speech, just understand your speech and give your speech. That's my recommendation to you. Other ways, you were really great on stage, Toastmaster Priya. Pull up your socks and push yourself to do this. Prepare enough and seek feedback, and there is going to be no stopping you. Till then, happy Toastmastering. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Charu. Wonderful evaluation delivered. I think Toastmaster Charu has also summed up the exact points that I wanted to put across to the speaker. I have no recommendations for you, Toastmaster Charu. Very well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
So coming to the speaker, Toastmaster Priya, yes. So Toastmaster Priya, I would like to congratulate you for starting your Toastmasters journey, and a very well encompassed, I think your speech had everything from where you started, your school, Then you went on to talk about your family, your kids. So I think it was a very well-rounded speech where you were not focusing on any one particular point in your life, which is again very important when it comes to an icebreaker speech. So a few things that you can incorporate. I don't have too many suggestions since it's your icebreaker. You will learn as you move along. One thing I would like to, I want you to work on is a little bit of extra checks before your speech. I understand that it's an online meeting and you know, a lot of things can go wrong. So before delivering, you can ask the Toastmaster of the day that I would like to take a few seconds to check my audio video. And not just for this, for anywhere that you're delivering a speech, unless it's a table topics, you can request the Toastmaster of the day that can I have a few seconds to check my audio video. You can also say a line and say that, you know, if that's properly audible. So those small things, if you can do, then when you actually deliver the speech, maybe you'll not feel nervous, maybe you'll not feel that something went, something was not right before I, you know, delivered the actual speech. So that's it. I think as you, you know, as you move ahead in your Toastmasters journey, you learn a lot, and I wish you all the best. Actually, Toastmaster Priya, great job done. And again, welcome to the Toastmasters fraternity. Let's give the speaker and evaluator a big round of applause. Okay, so okay, 1 second. Okay, so I move on with the table topic speakers, or should I take the timing? Should I take the tacting? Yeah, because I can say that. Yeah, should I take the timers report?
Yeah, yes, you can, Toastmaster Anisha, no problem.
Okay. So I will move ahead with the timers report at this point. So Toastmaster Shahida, can you please share?
Yes, Toastmaster General Evaluator. I'll just share my yes. I hope my PowerPoint is visible.
Yes.
Timers report. So time and tide waits for none. I think we should also add time, tide, and Toastmaster wait for none. So we always keep track of our timing, and it's always great to be evaluated of content as well as metrics like timing. So I'll come to the table topic speaker. We had Toastmaster Shahid and myself, where Toastmaster Arya had kept a timing for me. I was at 1 minute 46 seconds. Toastmaster Jayati was at 1 minute 22 seconds. Toastmaster Reva spoke for 1 minute 2 seconds. Toastmaster Nasima 1 minute 14 seconds. Toastmaster Kalpita 1 minute 41 seconds. So all the table topic speakers qualified to be voted. And of course, the topics were reminiscent of our childhood and our adolescence. Thank you so much for the lovely topics. Table topic speaker. Next, I have the prepared speeches topic timing report. Of course, very powered speeches. We had Toastmaster Jayati as our first speaker, whose speech time requirement was 5 to 7 minutes. And she actually took 7 minutes 32 seconds, so she does not qualify for voting. And next we had Toastmaster Priya Sinha. I beg your pardon. Initially, I thought it was a general speech, but we came to know that it was an icebreaker. So the timing is 4 to 6 minutes. And Toastmaster Priya Sinha was well within her timing at 5 minutes 12 seconds. So she qualifies too for voting. Next, we had Toastmaster Anusua, whose speech time requirement was 2 to 3 minutes, and her actual time was 3 minutes 52 seconds, as a general evaluator had already hinted at that, and so she does not qualify for her voting. And then we had Toastmaster Charu, again, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes, who had a wonderful evaluation, finished at 2 minutes 45 seconds, and she qualifies for voting. That's all from here, from the timer, Toastmaster Shahida. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shahida, for sharing such a wonderful detailed report and also sharing your screen and actually showing to everyone. So I will come back to the table topic speakers now. I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Kritika for having such a wonderful table topic session. It was so light-hearted. All the table topics were amazing, and I think that added to the table topics speakers feeling so much at ease. So I'll start with the first speaker, which is Toastmaster Jayati. I missed her for her table topics. I think it was rain, rain, go away. Toastmaster Kritika, can you confirm? Okay, perfect. I've noted it down correctly. So Toastmaster Jayati, again, like I said in your prepared speech, you had a very calm demeanor. You when you come on stage and whether it's a speech or it's a table topic, there's something to learn, that you always have a very well-rounded story. So in this one also, I loved your take on this topic, that rain, rain, go away. And you had a very nice tone to your speech, which I think everyone connected to. So I have no recommendations as such for you. So great job done as a table topic speaker. Second, I will move on to Toastmaster Shahida. Her topic was chai. I think I missed that up as well. Chai, pakoda.
Rain, tea, pakoda, and me.
Yeah, rain, tea, pakoda, and me. Okay, great. So actually, there's too much to process, good things to process in my mind. So Toastmaster Shahida, again, I've heard you so many times, and this time also as a table topic speaker, you were amazing. I liked that how you connected each of the things together and went back to your college days, how you used to spend your time with your, with your college mates. So that really, I think everyone connected to that instantly. Even if you don't have a college mate or someone, you connect to these things. The topic also demanded a personal story, and you gave it exactly that. So great job done. Next, I come to our third speaker, which was Toastmaster Reva. Her topic was See, There is a Rainbow. So I would like to say that it was an amazing, amazing table topic in such. It has so much of energy. The whole line itself had energy. The Toastmaster Reva also caught the topic very well. She also started very nicely about rainbows, and then what she likes taking pictures. And I think every one of us likes taking pictures of rainbow. Whenever there's one, we always take our mobile phones. So I think that kind of a connection was very well developed with her. But however, Toastmaster Reva, you had time. So you could have talked about a rainbow, or maybe just delved into a little bit of more, parallel about what a rainbow can stand for. So those are the things that you can add in topics like this. You can say how rainbows represented something different when you were a child, and how it, has changed its meaning over the years. Maybe now when you see a rainbow, you see it as hope, as something new. So those kind of things you can, add to your table topics. It's just a suggestion. You can go ahead with anything you like. So finally, I have Toastmaster Nasima. Her topic was paper boat and me. So Toastmaster Nasima, very lovely story she shared about paper boats and how we all used to have the competition of who can make the smallest boat. Even I had that. So I think those small things about paper boats and how she would watch the boat getting drowned. So those things, I think it was a very nice and a very innocent take on a table topic. It was anyway light-hearted, and I think Toastmaster Nasima aced it very well. So next we have finally Toastmaster Kalpita. Her topic was getting drenched in the rain and fearing mom's scolding. So Toastmaster Kalpita, again, a very relatable topic. Toastmaster Kalpita had a very nice story to share, that how inside she felt something and outside, she wanted to, she was always hiding that. So again, I think she connected instantly with a personal story, and I really loved the take. Overall, the table topic session, I would say that all of the topics were very personalized. So everyone could connect at one level and then have different stories. I think that's why it became even more interesting for everyone. So congratulations to all the table topic speakers. Now I will do my evaluation of the meeting in general. So I joined the meeting a little early, and I didn't want to miss anything at start. So the meeting exactly started at 6:30, and I believe a little earlier because the presiding officer started the meeting at 6:31. So a little early maybe from 6:30. So great job done there. The guests and the Toastmasters from other clubs were also very well. They were asked for their introduction, what they were expecting in the meeting. And what I loved is sometimes we forget Toastmasters from other clubs. we focus on guests, but here we saw that Toastmasters also, they have come for role players, or they might have just come to attend the meeting. So it's great to give them, to get them also on board. And again, we also talked about the guests. The presiding officer, as I know her, always has a very nice, calm sense. Always, whenever she's on stage, she's very calm. So when it comes from her, whether it is the new member that she inducted today or the announcements, all of them were sounding very professional. They were sounding like they had to be announced, and they were, and I love that about. So sometimes what happens, announcements are done at the end when many members leave, but towards the start, it was done. So great job done there, Toastmaster Ruchira. Now coming to the Toastmaster, the Sergeant at Arms also did very well with the rules. I like the rules, by the way, of this club. They are very well, they're very well molded into an online scenario with relations to, something can go wrong. How will you deal with that when you have a technical issue? So those kind of changes that you have done, I really liked it. I would like to incorporate maybe one or two in the club, that my home club. So if I can, I'll try. So that was very well done. Presiding officer also introduced the Toastmaster of the Day very nicely. And the Toastmaster of the Day did a fabulous job. She had everything prepared. I think her whole get up, which she had, like umbrella and raincoat and everything, I think that added a lot to the theme. And it also shows that she has prepared herself for the the entire theme and the meeting in general. So great job done there, Toastmaster Amrita. Yeah, is she in the meeting? Yeah, there you are. Yeah. So great job done there. She has even changed her background, I can see right now. So fitting in more with the theme. The Toastmaster, they have one small suggestion, is that you had lots to say regarding the topic, right? And it's a very general topic. It's not very preachy. It's something everyone feels lighthearted. So you had a lot of things to share, but which is sometimes an issue, and sometimes it gets difficult, is how you divide your content. So what we usually do is we divide our content based on what kind of event that is, what part of the meeting we are in. Say, for example, we are before the speakers. We want to have a little bit of interaction. In between speakers, we try to keep the content as less as possible, because the next speaker feels anxious. First speaker has delivered very well, or the first speaker had problems with technical issues. What will I have? So those kind of in between, if there are any kind of, content in between, sometimes it makes the second speaker tense. It doesn't, but it may be. So we try to keep both the speakers together. And then finally, before the table topic session, you can have a little bit of more interactions and more, you build on your content there. So those kind of things, you can divide the content a little bit. I like that when one of the speaker was facing an issue, then you moved on to a little bit of interaction just to break the ice. I think everyone was very frozen because it was the first speaker. So that kind of instant, changes are always appreciated when it comes. You are the MC of the entire session, so you need to know how you handle. So those kind of instant, spontaneous things are very, very well. They're very appreciated as a Toastmaster of the Day's role. So great job done there. And I think you had a very positive and a very inviting demeanor for everyone. So everyone felt connected to you. So great job done there, Toastmaster of the Day. And I would like to just, when you work on the content, I think automatically the timing will take care of itself, because we had a few glitches in between. So if you divide your content, you'll see you are being able to cover everything, but at the same time, the timing limit is not getting, overrun. So that can be taken care of. And finally, I come to my role players. The table topic master had table topic master also. She gave the rules properly. She was inviting to the guests. And although I feel towards the end, you were choosing people who were in role players. You might want to check that and give the table topics to people who are not that comfortable. Like pick up the person who has their video off throughout the meeting. It's just for fun, but see that everyone is involved. So you can try that out maybe next time. Finally, I'll have the reports from my remaining 3 role players, starting with the R counter.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My report are as follows. Toastmaster of the evening, Amrita, flawless. Timer Shahida, a few times. Grammarian Momita, flawless. Table topic master Kritika, twice. General evaluator Anisha, a few times. Speaker Jayati, Toastmaster Jayati, one time. Toastmaster Charu, flawless. Anusha, multiple times. And Toastmaster Priya, repeat once and few passes. And in table topic session, Toastmaster Shahida, flawless. Toastmaster Reva, flawless. Nasima, multiple times. Kalpita, couple of times. And Toastmaster Jayati, twice. That's all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just nine. Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Yeah. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasima, for that wonderful R counter report. I can understand that there were not many R's and ums in all, which shows that we have grown, and growth is always positive. So thank you once again, Toastmaster Nasima. Finally, I will move to our grammarian, Toastmaster Momita. Yes, Toastmaster Momita, share your report.
Thank you, Evaluator, Mr. Anisha. It was lovely hearing all your speeches. I have prepared a report which I would like to share with you all. There are various producers and master producers of grammar, a few of which I have not down. Some good usage of grammar where you have the power to change your story. As we are charged up to there, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. There are a few not so good usage of grammar, like it's like being used, could have been said it is being used. Like naughty could have been said a bit naughty. Signal to go on should be said signal to go ahead. And the word of the day, reminiscent, was being used twice by Toastmaster Amrita. That's all from my end. Back to you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Anisha, are you there? I am audible, right?
You're audible.
Okay, I guess. Okay. Yeah, back to you, General Evaluator.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. I was facing a little bit of issue, so I had to go back and come back. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Momita, for the wonderful evaluation, for the wonderful report on the grammarian's role. Toastmaster Momita, you had also a very nice word for us today, which is the word of the day. And I think a lot of people were able to kind of, how many uses were there for the word of the day? Can you just summarize for us?
Well, I have noted down Toastmaster Amrita using it twice.
Toastmaster Amrita. I think Shahida used it once. Toastmaster Charu used it. Toastmaster Kritika. I think we had a few usages of the.
I missed few of them.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
It's okay. So I think we had a great word of the day because it was very easy word of the day as well, which you can use in your normal speeches. So great job done there, Toastmaster Momita. And I also love that you shared a full-on presentation where everybody can see your detailed report. So finally, I come to the listening master. Okay, Toastmaster Bobby. Toastmaster Bobby, you have been silent with your video off. I assume we have some tough questions ahead. Toastmaster Bobby?
Actually, sorry. Actually, I'm not in my home. That's why I can't start my video.
Okay. No issues. No issues. Please go ahead.
Okay. So I have some few questions to you all. So my first question is here. So who will answer? So I will
You
So
can,
my first question.
yeah, you can give
Yeah.
the question.
Okay. So my first question is, finally, she asked to her father, what does this mean? Who said this line in her speech? Finally, she asked her father, what does this mean?
Toastmaster Jayati.
No.
Toastmaster Ruchira.
Ruchira.
Yes, yes, correct. Who answered this?
Toastmaster Shahida, yeah. Like both of us.
Okay.
Toastmaster Shahida did it.
Anisha said it first.
Okay, Toastmaster Shahida, you got 1 point. And now my another question is, whose birthday is on 10th July? Whose birthday is on 10th July?
Toastmaster Reva.
Yes, yes, correct. So, who answered this?
Toastmaster Arya.
Okay, my next question is, whose mom like to cook khichdi whenever it's rain? Whose mom like to cook khichdi?
Ruchira, I
Sorry?
think.
No,
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Maheshwari.
No.
Mahesh-
Yes, correct. Who answered this correctly? May I know?
Ruchira, I think. Toastmaster Ruchira, I could hear.
Okay. So Sahida got 1 point, Toastmaster Ruchira got 1 point, and Toastmaster Arya got 1 point. So there are a few more questions. So my another question is, whose friend was Leena? Whose friend was Leena?
Toastmaster
Arya. I think
Yes,
Arya.
yes, Arya. Arya is correct answer. Who answered this?
Reva.
Reva. Okay, you got 1 point. So my next question is, who narrated the story of Karishma Kapoor and Rihanna's married life? Who narrated the
Master
story of
Jayati.
Yes,
Master
Jayati. Yeah. Who answered this? Charu. Okay, so I have finished my question. No, one more question is there. Okay. Who used to love to bath in the pond? Who used to love to bath in the pond?
Me, Charu.
Yes, it's correct. So you answered it. Okay. So Toastmaster Charu, you have answered 2 correct questions, and the rest Sahida 1, Arya 1, and Reva 1, and Ruchira 1. So Toastmaster Charu, you are the winner.
দাদা এসে গেছেন?
Okay.
Yes, Toastmaster Bobby, you can continue.
Yeah, okay. So Toastmaster Charu is the winner. So this is all. So up to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Nation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bobby. I'm sorry I was having a situation. I had to attend a call in between. So Toastmaster Bobby had some wonderful questions, I think. It started from the prepared speakers. It had the presiding officers. So she made sure that everyone is very, very attentive throughout the session. So Toastmaster, yeah, you're there. So yeah, Toastmaster Bobby, great job done. I think everyone deserves, and the points you were taking, I hope we get some chocolates. I didn't though, but I hope the people who has the highest points get some chocolates. So Toastmaster Bobby, great job done. And to all the entire team who were on board with me, thank you so much for being a part of this team. And to every speaker, all the table topic speakers, you've done a fabulous job and made this wonderful monsoon bend evening even better. So I hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Amrita, to take this meeting forward. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Anisha. This was amazing, a very satisfying, encouraging session that we've had. It was lovely to be with all you wonderful Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters. It's been a session where I share, you share, and together, who knows, we create a memory. The session today has been etched as a monsoon memory in my brain somewhere. I wish you all a very satiating monsoon season. With the pandemic at its worst, it will be more of chai, pakora, and rain by the window. Do take care of yourselves from those allergies, rashes, and insect bites. I wish it keeps raining health, happiness, and heartful memories. Thank you so much. Over to you, President Ruchira.
Let's have a round of applause for our wonderful first time Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Amrita, with that beautiful theme. And I loved how you got into character right from the start with that raincoat, the background, and that umbrella. Now, before we start off with the closing part of today's session, I'd request our Secretary Toastmaster Arya to please launch the poll for voting for the best role players for today. Toastmaster Arya, let me know if you need any help from my side. All right, let's give Toastmaster Arya a minute. She's trying out the Zoom polls for the first time after being trained in that. So let's give her a minute for that. In the meantime, let me quickly take a little bit of feedback from our guests today. We had listening master, Toastmaster Bobby, as a guest from SLTM. If you'd like to let us know about your feedback about the session.
Hello. Hi, Toastmaster Arya here. Can you check the poll? Can you see the poll? Actually, I have launched it.
Toastmaster Bobby, we can't hear you.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Yes, hi. Hi.
Yeah,
Can
hi.
you give us a little bit of feedback about the session?
So it was a very good session. I had many things to learn, and definitely I will join this kind of women's session if it will happen next.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming, Toastmaster Bobby. We meet every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. and would love to have you anytime that you're free. Now, I can see that we don't have any other guests, so I'd like to ask Toastmaster Mahashwita, as your first time in the meeting as a Toastmaster, how did you find your experience today? Toastmaster Mahashwita, can you hear us? All right.
Yeah, Ruchira, I was not able to hear you because of this climate. Can you please?
Problem. Yes, I was asking you. It's your first evening as a Toastmaster today, so can you let us know how did you feel being a Toastmaster?
Actually, today I was in a listening mode, and there are few things I'm not able to understand. So it will take time to understand. But to start as a Toastmaster, I thought that since my children are all grown up now, I felt the need to talk and to indulge in some other activities, maybe again going into professional life. But before that, I need to express myself. Somehow in the house, what I felt is my expressions have become very less, because most of the people around me, they know me. And now my children, they know before I talk what I want. So the urge to express myself has become very low. So this is the main reason to come here. And I'm sure that maybe my expressions will be converted into words very soon. And I will be able to make worth of this Toastmaster in my life in a very constructive way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahashwita. And we really hope that Toastmasters does act as a bridge between you being able to express yourself and rejoining the professional workforce. With that, let me come back to Toastmaster Arya. Are the polls ready for today? Toastmaster Arya, can you?
I have already shared the poll, launched the poll, and I think many of us have voted already.
Okay.
So I'm getting the responses. So shall I close the poll now, because though everyone has not voted yet.
How many people have voted? Can you let me know?
Yeah. We have 7 out of 14.
All right, that's a little less. I think we ladies can do a little better than that. So if you've received the poll on your screen, please do vote for the role players. Once you've reached a good percentage, Toastmaster Arya, you can just ping me the results.
Yeah, sure.
Toastmaster Amrita, you'll receive the poll on your Zoom screen itself. It's not a separate link.
Is there anyone who cannot see the poll? I think Ruchira, you cannot.
Toastmaster Charu, it should have come on your screen. Toastmaster Charu, Toastmaster Amrita.
Yeah, I got
it
it,
did.
but by the time I filled it, just got.
No, it did to me, but there were insufficient members. So speaker, only one of the speakers was mentioned. Jayati was missed out. And there was one evaluator which was missed out. So I thought this is incorrect and I closed it.
Okay, no, that's because of the timing. People got
Apologies.
timed out for different roles. That's why only those who have, finished their roles within time are allowed for voting. That's the usual norm.
Is there a way I can get it again?
No, actually, Toastmaster Arya, if you relaunch it, it'll relaunch for everyone starting from scratch. So it's a learning process. It's the first time we're all using it today. So I think we can close with that for today and work it out better the next day. And before we move on to that, Toastmaster Momita, our VPPR, has requested me to remind all of you to please fill in two aspects. One is the birthdays, so that the birthday posters can be released for each of us, and to please upload your picture onto the link that she has shared, so that your pictures would be used in the flyers. If not, she has threatened to use adorable cat pictures in your place if she doesn't receive your images. So please do comply with our VPPR. With that, Toastmaster Arya, if you'd like to read out the results, you can do so yourself as well.
Okay, so the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Priya, and the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Charu, and the best role player category 1, which had general evaluator, Toastmaster of the evening, and table topics master. And in this category, the winner is table topics master, Toastmaster Kritika. And the best role player in category 2, which had timer, accounter, grammarian, listening master, and sergeant at arms and president. So the winner in this category is the timer, Toastmaster Shahida. And the best table topic speaker goes to two people, again like last week. So it's again Toastmaster Shahida and Toastmaster Nasima. And the most improved speaker goes to Toastmaster Nasima.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arya, for stating the results for today evening. With that, let me just reiterate once more that because Toastmasters does value time very carefully, especially when it comes to contests. Therefore, if we miss the timings, we don't keep the role players on the voting list for that evening. This is nothing personal. This is just from the Toastmasters aspect to try and keep the roles within time. With that, I'd like to close the session officially for today, and you're free to stay for any sort of chit chat as well.
Let's unmute and give a big round of applause, I think.